Hi everyone, it's Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 15. The Fall of King Ezekiel is definitely a possibility coming up this week. So we are going to, I'm reading a couple comments. We are going to get into a little bit of the teaser, the trailer, the sneak peeks, whatever you want to call it. I know the opening minutes are out there as well. So not everybody's seen the opening minutes. We'll probably give them a little bit longer, give you an hour or so once this video ends. We'll talk about that a little bit more at length in the 9:30 stream because we do have some good alpha information. And look at that. We got my emoji just got unlocked. So you definitely want to be here for the 9:30 stream. That is our newest member. Thank you so much, Tracy Bledsoe. Appreciate that. So all of our mods are unlocked, and now yours truly is unlocked. And I'm free. I'm free, everybody. So Thomas D., we're not here to talk about that. That was an asshat move, so we're just kind of moving on. We've got a lot of good stuff to talk about. And one thing I am going to say is, first of all, thank you for being here. This is going to be double streams all week. We're going to be doing 8 o'clock streams. We'll be doing 9:30 streams, so you get a double shot every single night. A lot of good theories that are out there. I know they're floating around. And I do think the Red Fair is going to be a pretty big deal. It's going to be, whether it all happens at the fair or whether it happens via comic book style where people are lured out and killed there. I think everybody's on edge right now. They're anxious. And something else is, sometimes the Spoiling Dead's fan page does not release major spoilers when they go down. So we might be up to our our own devices in order to speculate what happens. Can you guys just please give it a rest? Just don't even give that guy the notoriety to type his channel name in our stream. Just move on. Just move on from it. There's no. If you really are upset about what somebody else does, just don't watch their shit. Just stay away from it. Instead of, we don't need to be defended against another group. In fact, all we need to do is be our own group and grow our own group and not worry about somebody else's whatever they do. Deal? And if you guys don't like that, you want to check out somebody else, then it's a revolving door. You're free to go watch. But I just I don't support that, so I'm moving on. All right, everybody. So once again, want to thank that list of people up on the top left, the patrons, the people on the top right, the channel members, the people that are in these streams every night, the people that are in that 999 Walking Dead army that are on the YouTube page that are a network of family. Those are the people that I care about. Those are the people that I want to get their opinions and I want to hang out with. So, and that's what we're going to do. So, King Ezekiel. And I saw Delaware Sasquatch just a couple minutes ago typed it. Delaware, can you kind of rehash that a little bit? Did you say like his speech or his pride or something is going to get him in trouble? I saw something streaming in between some of the other comments, but I agree with that. I'm didn't see it exactly verbatim, but There's a lot around that speech, him standing up there and getting that moment. And look, Ezekiel's got a couple moments. One, he, he's right there with Carol, and you just know he's just taking this pride of all the people there in this event. And then we see them all signing the charter, so he's just like a proud father when that happens. You saw the scene at the beginning where he's standing there with Henry. He's got his boy there. And then he makes the speech. So he's got everything is going well. And it is the calm before the storm. And as a couple very, very perceptive subs stated, Ezekiel is standing up, giving the speech from what theater? What's the name of the theater? See if you guys called it from the thumbnail. We'll check everybody's memories here. The Post Theater. So Ezekiel on top of the post. Definitely a hidden clue. Ezekiel will be on top of the post. All right. So I love it. I absolutely love it. So we're going to jump around and get a couple comments in this stream. One of the things that I'm not going to talk spoilers, but we will talk rumors. And those of you that saw the opening minutes, I'm not going to go too much into Alpha's role. I'm going to save a lot of the Alpha conversation for the 9:30 stream. We've got some really, really good rumors that I think are going to turn into something very, very big. But there's the timelines are what are interesting to a couple people. Now, keep in mind, when they show these sneak peeks, they're not showing them in chronological order. So they're mixing it up a little bit. Like, we don't know how far into the fair, but I will tell you that the Symphony of Awesome will be singing. So we've got that. We do know that we have a movie playing. So a lot of people, this is a big event. The question is going to be whether the Symphony of Awesome will actually get through a song. Colby Dennis says, best stream around. Just want to say thanks for all you do. The daily content is awesome to follow. Colby, thank you. One thing that I'll say with you guys is I understand, and you guys understand as well, that I'm not, with binoculars getting all these spoilers as they come. So it is a culmination. It's spoiler sites. It's a lot of you guys with your theories. We sort of piece it all together. And I think those are the best predictions. And we just keep growing. This is a good time to make an announcement. All right. Angie Homan just became a new member. So here's what happens. We just hit a threshold with YouTube, which is a really, really awesome threshold. So the previous membership actually unlocked the last emoji. Not the last emoji, but it unlocked my emoji. So this one gives us 31. So when we get to 40, we get a brand new emoji. See, it was done every 5, and then once you get to 30, it's done every 10. So when we get 9 more, it may take a little bit of time, but there's 3 or 4 people that have already said, hey, when I figure this out, I'm going to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have you guys vote, and I'm going to create an emoji for one of our Patreons, one of our members, one of our 999 Army, and we're going to rotate it. We're either going to do an emoji of the month or emoji every couple of weeks, something like that, just where we draw some attention to it. So when we unlock 9 more, we're just going to, we're going to have some fun with that. So, I don't know, just thought it was a cool thing to do. Kitty Cat, super chatting, says, the only thing I found disturbing about last night's show was how long it took Michonne to kill those little children. Okay, Shane Walsh. There's a leaked pic of Rosita on a pike. And sorry. So, Shane, let me say this. Okay? I have not seen the leaked pic of Rosita on a pike. But I will also tell you, I've been doing this for a long time. And there was a picture of Daryl hanging up, photoshopped with his guts hanging out from a previous movie that he had done, and they took bits and pieces. There was a picture of Maggie being hit by Lucille that made its rounds, and everybody says that Maggie was the Lucille victim. There was faked audio of the Negan scene. Carl was apparently stabbed to death, and there was a picture of Carl bleeding. So whether you believe Rosita, and Rosita could be piked. I'm not saying that she's not going to be piked. I just don't believe that there's a real picture of Rosita. And no worries. I mean, things are going to make its rounds, and I don't have a problem with you bringing it to people's attention. I'm cool with that. Rosita's seen at the fair, so she is there. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, We are going to do something. We're going to do it tomorrow. Let's see, tomorrow. Yes. Okay, so tomorrow night, and I'm not sure which stream we're going to do it. It's either going to be, it'll be one of two. It'll be 8 or 9:30. So we got a lot of new people here. So first of all, if you're new, thank you for being here. Appreciate you guys being a part of this channel. And if you're here because you went to another channel and you don't like what they do over there, then thank you twice, because we're really trying to bring all the classy people from other channels and let their trolls stay on their channel. Now, with that being said, if you're new, you probably have not seen the 3 pick 'em or pike 'em that we've done. So we've actually assigned percentages of people we think live and people we think die. And I think we've got a pretty good judge at this point. Ezekiel was up there. So I'm going to pull probably the top 9 that we gave percentages to. And then tomorrow night we will do our final discussion just to see, and we're not going to do another one after that. So once we do those 9, that will be the pick 'em or pike 'em. So, and you know what? I think we'll do that at 9:30. I think it'll be the second stream. Thanks so much, Ollie. Appreciate that. Q&A. Janet Purse says, Kills, what do you think about the guy in the red shirt standing in the middle of the group at the fair? Is he up to no good? You know, I have not went person by person. I saw the picture, and I zoomed in a little bit to see if there's anybody I didn't notice, and I realized about half the people in there I didn't notice. So it's hard to tell. Melissa Conrad, I called it. All guesses were wrong about the scars. Writers are going to surprise us. You know what, Melissa? Here's the question that I have, and you might have called it. How many people in this stream right now had a hell of a lot of fun coming up with scar predictions and scar theories, and the good ones, the bad ones, the right ones, the wrong ones? How many people had a blast with that? Just hanging out, socializing, trying to piece it together, and even in several videos saying, you know what, I think we're going to be wrong about this, but that's what we do. So let me kind of, I think you bring up an excellent point, and you brought my mind right to it. On this channel, we're never going to pull down a bunch of information and 5 minutes after the show try to get the video up there first, because that's not what we do. What we do is we get together and we talk about it and we hang out and we make it fun. We don't try to be the quickest. We try to be the less dramatic. We try to be the least spiteful, the least vindictive. And I can also tell you, we're wrong a lot. Oh my God, are we wrong a lot? So, sure, you told us so. You were right. No worries. And with that being said, Melissa, this red fair may only be pink. It may not be a full-scale red fair. And I would say there are people out there that don't want there to be a lot of bloodshed and don't want there to be a lot of decapitations and don't want Ezekiel to get killed in the middle of a speech. And they're probably going to say, oh, it wasn't red at the fair. Alpha lured a few people away like they did in the comic. I told you it wasn't going to, the blood wasn't going to flow through the streets of the kingdom. And you know what? We're gonna say, yeah, but you know what? We had a heck of a lot of fun talking about the Red Fair, because it is the opportunity for a signature moment for The Walking Dead. Maybe it's going to be gruesome. Maybe it's going to be subtle. Julie McGuire's like, I need blood. We have to hate Alpha and the Whisperers. And Heart of Nixie, I do. I like when the writers are a step ahead of us, but don't you guys feel like it is a little bit, as fans, it's a little bit of our job to keep the heat on the writers and say, hey, you're getting a little complacent. Our predictions are getting a little bit better. And then I think they go back to the drawing board and they up their game a little bit. They mix match it a little bit. Yeah. So, this is going to tie in a little bit. King Ezekiel, the fall of the kingdom. But the writers could definitely trick us with this. And you guys, you can call me hard-headed if you want. I just don't see a scenario where Ezekiel lives through this based on the rumors. And I know Carol and Daryl and Yumi and Michonne, they got a little group and they go out there trying to figure out what happened. Now, here's something that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And I will back away a little bit because I wanted Ezekiel to get up there and give a speech and die giving the speech. Now, I don't think he will. And here's why I don't think it's going to happen that way now. And it pains me to say it. Oh, did I miss a super chat, everybody? Oh, hold on. I know I missed Wilson's super chat. So, Wilson, sorry, buddy. Our wrongs, though, are better kills. Yeah, I like that. Wilson, that should be a theory. Our wrongs are more fun than your rights. Yeah. Okay. Here's why I think that we could have a problem with the Ezekiel giving the speech and Alpha sneaking up behind him and killing him theory. Because there's two things that look like they sort of have to happen. One, when Ezekiel gives this speech, Carol is not going to leave and miss the speech. Would you agree with that? Would everybody agree there's no way in the world that Carol's going to be like, hold on, there's some danger going on. We're going to go out and find that. I'll be back in a little bit, honey. You go ahead and make your speech, right? She's going to be there, front row. She's not missing a speech. Okay. So we know that happens, and we know Carol's going to be watching. We also know that Carol, Daryl, Michonne, and Yumi go out in the woods looking for whatever happened. So that in itself would mean it's highly unlikely that Ezekiel dies giving a speech at the fair. It looks like he is going to give the speech and there's going to be no drama with that. Now, it doesn't mean that the fair continues to go on after the speech and there's some people missing and they go out there. But Beta and Alpha are confronting Daryl, Yumi, Michonne, and Carol. So based on that, it looks like, see, Khaleesi, I would agree with that. It looks more likely that Yumi will die before Ezekiel. There's a chance she could miss his speech if there's enough stuff going on. But sadly, I do have to say, it looks more and more like Alpha is going to lure people away from the fair and kill them that way. It doesn't look like... Now, she certainly could get a hold of Ezekiel. If Ezekiel goes looking for Carol if she's not back at a certain time. I'm not saying by any means that Carol is off the hook. I'm sorry, that Ezekiel's off the hook. I think Ezekiel's dead. I just don't think it's going to go down in that regard. We got Mogar the champion. Hey guys, glad to be back on live streams. Yeah, you know what? I should just refund the super chat because I can't read. Glad to be back on the live streams. This may have already been covered, but what if the Pikes are revealed on this Sunday's episode, Game of Thrones style? I think there is going to be a big reveal. I feel like Yumiko's going to die. Daryl, Carol, and Michonne will get to see the other people that were killed. That's the way I think it's going to go down. The more I see the teaser and the sneak peek and everything else that happens. William, the Walking Dead billboard says, I'm changing my mind. I think the King and Carol watch Henry die. Let's see what the Whisper Omega says, because you know Whispers have put a lot of thought into this. I don't see Henry going out by himself. Lydia will stick by his side. She doesn't know anyone, so she'll stick by Henry the entire kingdom. It's a good call out. Shane says, 99. The promo is focused on Henry Ezekiel, and the background is blurred out. Possibility. Yeah, I think they're going to kill Yumi. Sherry Bentley, do you think the entire kingdom will fall? Sherry, I think the kingdom... All right. There's a big hint. Two big hints of why the kingdom is going to fall. And you guys may have completely missed this, but the more I was thinking about how this plays out, remember when the council was meeting for the second vote? And Michonne says, well, Sadiq says that the kingdom needs this fair. They're starving. And what did Michonne say about Ezekiel? She specifically said, let's see if anybody remembers. It was very subtle, but it's big. Some people are thinking right now. Got a little bit of radio silence here. Sorry, I'm waiting to see if that's it. Mark Kuhn says Ezekiel is not ready to give up the kingdom. The kingdom apparently can't grow any food. And it seems to me as if they want to bring everybody together. But Ezekiel does not want to give up the kingdom. I think that is super, super important. Dead on Leprechaun with the Terra Timer. So the only way the kingdom gets given up, because Ezekiel's not going to give up the kingdom, is if Ezekiel dies. Because I think the kingdom is symbolic. And if the king is gone, and you got a place that doesn't have fertile land, that can't manufacture their own stuff, that can't defend itself, it's time to give up the kingdom. Well, Mark Jacob, even Jerry doesn't even need to replace Ezekiel. They've had problems with weevils, and by Michonne saying that, to me it was a hint that why keep this place open? Right? It's like a shopping mall. You got Amazon. Why do you need a shopping mall? And we also heard that, we're going to get some weather, we're going to get some snow, that in episode 16, everybody's going to move to Hilltop. So, is Ezekiel going to go to Hilltop? Is he going to be the king of the Hilltop? Is he going to take a lesser role? So, with all those facts there, I don't see him surviving it. I certainly could see Carol and their group go out. Ezekiel gets a little worried, decides to go out, and I think he's gone. Like I said, I'm a little hard-headed, but that's one I feel pretty good about, is that some way, shape, or form, might not be during his speech, but I think he's gone. And I think it could be as early as this week. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Corey Payton as the special guest on Talking Dead. And hey, I got a really exciting announcement, at least exciting for me. Talking Dead's going to come on after Badlands. So we're going to watch episode 15, and then we're going to be able to get our reaction video without being interrupted by Talking Dead. And then we can all go watch Talking Dead together. So we won't have to watch simultaneously. Right? It's good news. I did. Saved a bunch of money on my car insurance. I think The Walking Dead will give us a shocker death. No one will see it coming. Well, Ellis Smith, that's going to be a little hard to do because we predicted almost everybody. So I think we kind of got it covered. I mean, who could they shock us with at this point? Michonne would be the only one, and I don't think there's any chance Michonne dies. They're not killing Michonne. And it ain't going to be Daryl and Carol. Daryl and Carol are locked in for a while. And other than the three of those, I don't know that we would be shocked. Dog would be shocking. But they ain't gonna kill a dog. That would be unnecessary. Do you feel like we can talk about this in the 9:30 stream as well? Daryl's little move around the corner looks like he's volunteering to die. Mogar the Champion says, going off what you said about Ezekiel dying this episode, I read the final synopsis says the kingdom suffered a devastating loss. There you go. I mean, there would not be anything more devastating than the king. So would it be too deja vu? I know they like to do this sometime, but I'm just going to ask the group. E-Beach says, I don't think it's this week. I think next week. I think you're going to get a combination. A lot of death this week. Eric, get ready. So, would it be too deja vu? You know how Daryl jumped in after Negan, and then Negan randomly picked Glenn? If Daryl were willing to walk around and give his life for any of the three women, and then Alpha was to pick Yumiko, I mean, would that would that just not be more salt in the wound of the legacy of Daryl? Just every time he wants to do something, he's going to man up and say, take me, and no. Alpha is going to be, you know what, it's going to be more excruciating for you to watch what happens to other people. Well, this is from Spoiling Dead's fan page. And this was the rumor that a lot of people, and it's coming true. So I'm going to tell you what their rumor was, and they said it's probably a spoiler. And they said Daryl, Carol, and Michonne would all be captured. Well, did you guys see a fourth person there that wasn't listed in the group? I mean, we should be nervous. I think she's gone. I didn't have her predicted high either, but now that I saw it, didn't say Yumi, did it? We got Cody Whittington says, I'd cry over Jerry's death before the king. No? I mean, I'm more attached to Ezekiel, Cody, than Jerry. I mean, Jerry's funny, but Ezekiel, Ezekiel's just an OG. You can't BS a BSer. Ezekiel, I just like, he's real. He keeps it in perspective. He is a little cheesy. I don't disagree with that. But he's a stage actor, and he's giving people what they need to make them smile. And yet I smile. Planet Earth, Yumiko hasn't been on the show long enough for you to love her. She's only been in a few episodes. You can't love a character after just a few episodes. She's gone. Except Connie. I've actually of Yumi's of the group, Magna's group, Connie would be the one that I would be the most attached to. Ella says Jerry would be a shocker. So you think Jerry, Ezekiel, and Nabila? I think of the people listed, and we've heard Tammy, we've heard Nabila, we've heard a few people. I honestly think, and look, I don't have an emotional attachment to Nabila, but I think her death, I'm just being honest with you guys, I think her death might be one of the toughest. If she dies, Nabila is going to be tough. I mean, look, she's sweet. She's Jerry's wife. They have kids together. That's going to be, that's going to be there's going to be some tears flowing with that. And, I think Nabila is so naive that she would be easy for Alpha to lure away. That's the problem. She could be like, hey, I twisted my ankle, and, Nabila would go running. Like, no questions asked. William the Walking Dead Billboard says, I think the King's backstory and what he's become and accomplished. Oh, I like the King's backstory. Yeah, I do too. So, question I have for you guys. If Alpha preys on some of the weaker, more naive characters, does that enhance her evil nature? Like somebody like Nabila? Let me see. I mean, I'm looking for ways for her to just leave a mark with us. if she kills Henry, I ain't going to have any issue with her killing Henry. I'll have an issue with her killing Henry and Carol seeing it, but I don't have any attachment to Henry. But because I don't see Henry as being, he's weak physically, but he tries to play bigger than his character because he's this cocky little teenager. But, if I see somebody that appears to be taken advantage of, and that's the kind of person that Alpha kills, I'm going to have a problem with that. Because she's like exacting her will on people that she doesn't need to. For example, if Alpha killed Daryl, emotionally that would wreck half the people in this audience because you love Daryl. But Daryl's a strong enough character that if he volunteered for, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I get it. But if I were watching and I was a bystander, not a fan of the show, and I saw Alpha kill this woman or kill this man, I would have more of a problem with her killing Nabila. Not because she's a woman, but because Daryl is a more can take care of himself character. I probably shouldn't have attached sex to it, but hopefully you get where I'm coming from. I mean, it could be Alden. If Alpha were going to kill Alden or kill Daryl, the example I would use would be, look, I might be angry about Daryl, but I see Daryl as more ready to go because Daryl's done more things. So, okay, good. I want to make sure I clarify that. I mean, with some people fighters and some people aren't fighters. So I wanted to do this stream tonight because you guys have seen some of the images. We are going to wind it down because we have a 9:30 follow-up. It's going to be a little bit more dark. We are going to do a couple Ezekiel streams within the next week or so, only because we did it with Rick, and we paid our tribute to Rick. And if Ezekiel is going to die, it's not like we're going to talk about him a whole lot after this season, right? So I think now's the time, just to be safe, to watch, to appreciate, to accept the cheesiness, the speeches. He's one of a kind. And you know what? This could be the fall of Ezekiel and could be the fall of the kingdom within the next couple weeks. So certainly think that it's something that we need to put out for discussion. We got Crystal, the singer chick Gore, super chat, and it says, Sam, the Walking Dead, just made a comment and it was worthy of a super chat. We saw Alpha behead a Whisperer. We could see her behead. We could see her behead our own. Like who? I missed. Was it our own or her own? Now I got to go up and reread it. So what, you mean like see it happen? Oh, I certainly think so. Oh, I got no doubt. I got no doubt that we're going to see some of them happen. I don't think we're going to see all of them happen. Yeah, Michelle G. Scary pic of Zeke and Henry waving goodbye. Last time they see him. Yeah, I do think they'll show a couple. But yeah, Henry and Ezekiel standing side by side, and they're leaving for what is probably going to be the last time that all three of them are together is, hey, appreciate the moments because they're not going to last too much longer. All right, everybody. Let's wind this thing down because we're going to be back live here I don't have an hour in advance, so you probably won't get a notification. Just know in about 10 minutes there will be another stream set up on this channel, so feel free to pop in. We are going to be talking a little bit about Alpha. We're going to be talking about the opening minutes. We're going to be talking about how she gets into the fair, so it is going to be a little bit more dark. It's going to be a little bit more Whisper related. I want to kind of get you guys built up to it and talk a little bit about the king and what could go down, but it's time to talk some Whispers and talk about next steps. So I want to thank each and every one of you for being a part of the stream. I thank all the Patreons, thank all the channel members. There are links down below if you guys are interested in joining as a Patreon. The channel members, thank you so much. They unlocked my emoji, and actually we got started for the next emoji, which is going to be one of our 999 super fans. More to come on that as we start to unlock a little bit more membership. And I also want to thank the moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, Kells, and of course all of our super chatters that pay to have the comments posted and keep our chat lively and interesting and go back and forth. We got Colby Dennis, Triple Down, says, and I missed this a little bit early. Triple Down said, what are the chances last kid that ran off in the flashback is now a Whisperer? Triple Down, because I missed that, I am going to I'm going to bring that up in our next stream. So the kid that ran off, Whisperer, yeah, I have given that a little bit of thought, but tune in at 9:30 and I'll hit you up on that. Kitty Cat, Shane Walsh, Wilson, Mogar the Champion, William the Walking Dead Billboard, Sherry Bentley, Dead on Leprechaun, E Beach, Corey Whittington, and Crystal Singer Chick. Thank you so much. Appreciate everything that you guys do. 2 new members, Tracy Bledsoe and also Angie Homan. You guys are amazing, and I will see everybody right here at 9:30. Be here. Peace.